Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable MUT coins on the market. And don't forget to use code Ferdy at checkout for 5% off. What's going on, guys? Today we have a different kind of video. I didn't really think this idea through. Hopefully it all comes to fruition here. But basically, I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite theme teams to add to a team right now. So say you have a 25. Doesn't matter what kind of team you have. Whether you have a 25, say you have a 25 Panthers team, you're a Panthers fan, want to use the Panthers players, here's some good teams you can add to that team, for example, and make them much better. Yes, do keep in mind I'm making this video 2 days before Team Diamonds comes out, so a lot can change, I won't lie, but I didn't want to make any other video today, like a best of each position or best players to buy or anything like that today, or even like a tier list, because I know there's going to be a lot of really good cards coming out. But these are some of the best 25 teams in the game right now, and of course, if I do miss any or any team that you like, drop a comment down below, help someone out down in the comment section. And of course, if you are in the 50% of people who watch the videos and are not subscribed, let's change that right now. Head down there, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. Shout out for today's video goes to my man Buster LA. He has joined the good 50%, not the bad 50%, the good 50% of people who watch the videos and are subscribed. So shout out to you. And of course, if you want a chance to be shouted out in the next one, let's comment the star emoji. Okay, so please don't click off the video. Please don't. I'm not going to spend much time on this one, but Harvest theme team does need to be talked about. If you're watching this video later in the week, this team will be a lot better. They're like good now. Obviously a lot of top tier cards. They're pretty expensive to build. This is 50-50, of course, but even just adding them 25 is so nice. And if you use the champions, you do get like 2x chems and things like that. So I do keep that in mind. But come Thursday, Harvest Part 2 comes out. The cards are actually pretty affordable even after Blitz and things like that. I'm not sure how expensive the new cards are going to be, but a lot of these cards are pretty affordable. So I do keep that in mind. But yeah, honestly, Harvest theme team's really good right now for sure. And Part 2 is coming out and should also bring us some more top tier cards for sure. So yeah, Harvest needs to be mentioned. Although I don't like promo theme teams. They're obviously very good. Okay, so I tried to pick teams like that have different kind of strengths, and to me the Eagles team needs to be mentioned, mainly because of Deshaun Jackson. I think even Harold Carmichael can still play with a +1. He's obviously 6'8", which kind of makes him a bit of a unicorn in this game. So yeah, if you like tall receivers, Harold Carmichael can definitely still play. I still kind of like a tall receiver. Even though he's not as fast, the big strides, throwing high balls with gift wrap, there's still a lot of viability to that. That's the right word, viability, I think. I don't know. But even, of course, the free Mike Vicks on this team. But Deshaun Jackson, 94 speed potential. You have Dallas Goedert, who's a good tight end. Some pretty good offensive linemen. You're able to use Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, and John Runyon. And the offense is not even really the strong part of this team. To me, it's the defense. I would say Eagles is super, super balanced. CJ Gardner-Johnson, you have Brian Dawkins, Asante Samuel, DRC, even Avonte Maddox can still play. And up front, you have a user that gets lurk artist, which is obviously a really nice boost. Probably at defensive tackle, you're probably going to use Josh Sweat, William Perry, and then you would use Nolan Smith, Javon Curse off the edge. So probably the most complete team here is the Eagles. Say you were using like a, kind of a bad theme team, maybe like the, I don't know, like who's a low theme team? Like the Bills theme team, for example. They're pretty low on the tier list. They don't really have that many strengths. The Eagles team's a great team to add to that because they're super well-rounded across the board, offense, and even have some very top-tier offensive playmakers. Obviously, there are some cheats on offense you're going to have to use, and you know what I mean? You could definitely use 90 overall Mike Vick, by the way. If you want to go down that road, you could definitely do that. But this defense, even if you can't afford Brian Dawkins, it obviously cuts a bunch off the price. But even if you don't want to buy Brian Dawkins, this team is actually still really good. Even Nolan Smith as well is quite expensive. Javon Curse's price will drop. But I never said these teams are cheap, right? They're just, Eagles is obviously very good. So yeah, they had to be in this video. Next up, we got the Rams theme team. And to me, what the Rams theme team is kind of flipped with the Eagles in a way, because they're pretty good on defense, right? Their safeties, they don't got good safeties right now, but you still get Night Train Lane. If you have free Jalen Ramsey, he's on the way phasing out. Akeem Talib can definitely still play. You have the Terminator card, you have Von Miller, both cards can definitely still play. So on defense, you have some spark, and if you pair them, if you have a team with a good defense already, pairing a Rams team, kind of getting, Night Train Lane super top tier for the man-to-man guys, They even have a good punter, you know, if you want to do that. They even have a cheaper option at punter as well. But the O-line's really good. You have Steve Avila, one of the best offensive linemen in the game right now. Rob Havenstein here. Even Brian Allen. You can use 3 of these offensive linemen, which is, you know, again, another cheat you don't have to use. Then you have Gerald Everett, Tyler Higbee. Both guards, I use them both. They both can play with +1. And then, you know, the playmakers here are obviously pretty elite with Marshall Faulk. And I am expecting Kyron Williams to get some kind of Team of the Week love this week. The dude went crazy. So Kyron Williams build, he's really small, and I've been using this card like whenever I use 2 RB sets or my running back gets tired, and he actually does move pretty well, so I'm excited for hopefully that potential upgrade. But Puka, OBJ, Deshaun Jackson, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, there's so much depth at wide receiver, and they have a set feet lead quarterback. Obviously, you can cheat here, but to me, the offensive playmakers on this team are really nice. You're the best running back in the game. You know, very top tier receiver in this game. Deshaun Jackson, another top tier receiver in the game. So you have 3 top tier offensive playmakers all getting +1 speed with a set feet lead quarterback, a solid offensive line, and some defensive spark. They're not complete, but again, it is a 25-25 team. And next up, we have the Ravens theme team. And the Ravens theme team can be very good if you're pairing them with an already good theme team, because they have holes, in my opinion. They simply do. I mean, OBJ, Deshaun Jackson, that's great. Rick Williams is nice. Lamar Jackson, probably still the best. Probably still the best non-hot route master QB in the game right now. You know, Mark Andrews, Shannon Sharp, they can both still play. You have Ronnie Stanley, Bradley Bozeman. You can use probably 3 of these guys here. But on defense, they are good. They have 3 good guys I like, and that is Ed Reed, Tavis Robinson, or however you say his name, I don't know. But it's Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis is the guy we're looking at here. These cornerbacks, they're not good anymore, okay? So, you know, you see, you know, you really can't use these guys even on a theme team anymore. Like 89 speed, it's just not cutting it out there anymore. It's just not. You know, 89 speed, it's just not cutting it. But the main reason for this would be if you can afford Ray Lewis and are going to be using Ray Lewis, who is the best card in the game right now. In general, he's the best card in the game right now, so definitely worth building a 25 team for him if you are going to already invest the coins into buying this card right here, which is absolutely egregious. But if you want to do it, go for it. Even if you want to buy this card, it's just worth it to me. But this card is obviously just nutty. The best card we've seen so far this year, in my opinion. He's a monster. So, yeah, the Ravens team has to be mentioned. But again, only 3 real assets on defense. You can use Matthew Judon. You're going to have to completely revamp the cornerback because none of them can really play. On offense, Deshaun Jackson can play, OBJ can play, Lamar will play, Ricky will play, Mark Andrews will play, even Juszczyk will play, and is a nice little chem filler there, and even Raheem Mostert, you could use him too. So Ravens theme team would try to pair them with a better theme team, but again, there is kind of an affordability entry fee. I actually want to try to find kind of a budget 25 for you guys. I didn't find one yet, and I'll try to put it at the end of the video. But, you know, a lot of these teams so far have been pretty expensive, and the next team will be no different. So next up, we have a Colts team. Now, I'm going to put a slight little asterisk next to this team because maybe within a week, this team maybe won't be worth using. You know what I mean? Like, it's like kind of a lightning in the bottle theme team. They are expensive, but if you already have Anthony Richardson or already have Marshall Faulk, even the lower version, you can use Edgerrin James. But Anthony Richardson, Marshall Faulk, Marvin Harrison, and John Mackey, all on offense is really nice. Their defense, not that great. I mean, you could use Kenny Moore. He's a little small. Even Camardi, you probably can't use him. Like, and even Ted Hendricks, you can be pretty safe. Yeah, I mean, everyone gets him for free. So, yeah, actually not bad on, like, they're not awful on defense. They need help at DB. They do, for sure. But to me, you are getting the best quarterback in the game who will actually benefit from a speed boost. And wait, where's my team at? We back? Where's the Colts team at? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Then Marshall Faulk, obviously a monster. I just mentioned him for the Rams team. And then Marvin Harrison obviously still has good speed too. Getting him to 93 speed is really nice. So, and John Mackey as well. John Mackey also top tier speed. Being able to get him to 93 speed is really good too. So offensively, they're top tier. Even some, you know, okay offensive linemen. You could probably use 2 of these guys. Wouldn't use Daniel Pinter. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, you'd be able to use those 4 names on offense is definitely nice. And it's kind of like catching lightning in a bottle because in a couple days, who knows where this team will be. But for the time being, if you're playing a lot of this game right now, this team looks like a lot of fun. And so you have like a really good team already, and you kind of swap your teams a lot. The Colts team is one that's really not getting talked about enough because, they're not that great. But for a 25, they can definitely play. And I know there's going to be comments, Ferdy, where's the Broncos theme team? To me, at this point, the Eagles theme team is a better version of the Broncos theme team. Yes, the Broncos do get better DBs, but the Eagles pass rush is so much better, and you can just cheat and just keep putting the top tier, whatever top tier corner you want to use on the Eagles team. So to me, Eagles, Broncos, they have some crossovers, but the Eagles are much better also because of offense as well, like no brainer there. So if you're wondering where the Broncos are, if you're thinking about building a Broncos team fully out, I would just instead build an Eagles team. If you have the coin. I mean, they're a little bit cheaper, the Broncos, because you don't have to buy, Nolan Smith. But either way, you're going to buy Brian Dawkins. So, I like the Eagles team more than the Broncos at this point. They got a bunch of really good upgrades recently. So, Eagles over Broncos if, you were considering going Broncos. Okay, so for my budget team, I'm actually going to go with the Jets theme team. I probably could find a team a little bit cheaper, but to me, the Jets theme team actually has pieces and potential. That's what I'm seeing right here with this team. Joe Tippmann, one of the best offensive linemen, debatably the best offensive lineman in the game right now. You have Garrett Wilson. Like, there's no card you have to shell out over $1 million coins for, which hasn't been the case for a lot of these teams, or like even over 700K. Garrett Wilson obviously was an LTD. He's now affordable. Mike Vick, completely free. You can even use the legend Mike Vick and get away with it. Breece Hall, you might have to cheat here at running back because, he's speed. There's definitely room there. But even Mecole Hardman, like, he could play 89 speed. Like, he could be your wide receiver 3. Laken Tomlinson there. And then on defense, you have, like, there's no card that's super expensive. And, like, for example, Sauce Gardner, 216 with +1 speed, really nice at 6'3". Even Ronnie Lott right now, probably one of the best cards in the game, going for 300K. So, and then even, Ed Reed's also really nice. And then as far as users go, I wouldn't use Mosley, but even in this Quincy Williams card, you could use the card with 89 speed on the theme team. And then, of course, you have Quinn Williams, Sheldon Rankins, and Leonard Big Cat for the pass rush. So, to me, the Jets team, like, obviously, if we're going to go budget, they're not perfect. They don't really have that many top-tier cards. But again, like with +1s across the board, if you're trying to add them, this is probably an example of a team more. If you're like, I mean, it's not a bad team to build right now. Say you're just getting into MUT. It's not a bad team to go 25 and then go God Squad. And then maybe as you get your coins stack up again, to maybe add one of the more top tier theme teams in the game right now. But I even think the Jets theme team could kind of turn into a top tier theme team because they always are usually pretty good. This is probably the worst the Jets theme team has ever been. So I could definitely see them heating up and going crazy for sure. I kind of felt like EA maybe thought they would have a better season and they get more team of the week love and things like that. Obviously, it didn't go that way for the Jets this season. But that's my explanation. Obviously, they kind of plan out content in advance. So that's probably my reasoning as to why they haven't really been getting fed too much this year. But again, $3 million. A lot of the teams we've been looking at today, like I guess also the Giants is not a bad one too. I was actually looking at them. I didn't mean to click this, but I was looking at them. You have DRC, Adoree, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, even Michael Strahan's affordable. But on offense, I mean OBJ, yeah, okay, Kurt Warner, Seffi, QB, but there's definitely room for improvement there. Look at the Eagles team. It's $7 million compared to this Jets team going for half of that. So yeah, it's not bad for $3 million, right? It's not bad, and you're only going to be going 25, so a lot of these holes cards they won't even really fit. So those are the theme teams I'm liking to build right now. Even some of them have decent potential as well. Obviously, I try to also base potential. The only team that probably doesn't have potential is the Colts team. If we're being honest, that's really probably it. So let me know down in the comment section if I missed anybody. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'm excited for this week of content. I will see you boys in the next one.